We usually think of customer service as the stuff that happens right up front, at the counter. But what if I told you that the most important service in government happens completely out of sight? It's this hidden engine that makes everything run smoothly. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and figure out how to perfect it. Okay, I want you to picture this. You walk into a really nice five-star hotel. You never see the messy stuff, right? You don't see the concierge folding towels, you don't hear a waiter bickering with the cook, and you definitely don't see housekeeping carts jamming up the hallways. All you get is this perfect, seamless experience. And really, that's the gold standard. But in local government, well, this is where we sometimes make a mistake. We let all that back of the house work spill right out into the public eye. Think about a librarian at the front desk, trying to do customer service while also tackling a mountain of administrative tasks. It just sends the signal that they're busy and shouldn't be bothered. We've got to aim for that same seamless, hotel-like experience for our residents. So the big question is, how do we get there? Well, it all starts with what I like to call the five-star hotel role. It's all about mastering that critical, unseen work that happens when nobody's looking. This is what we mean by unseen customer service. It is literally the engine that powers the entire public experience. We're talking about the unglamorous stuff, like cleaning park restrooms at 3 in the morning, keeping a utility billing portal online during a cyber attack, or just processing data efficiently. It is the absolute foundation of good government. And you know what? The goal for all this behind-the-scenes work is incredibly simple. It boils down to 2 words: fast and accurate. That's it. Get the work done as quickly as you possibly can, without letting the quality drop. We have to remember that for the public, speed is a huge part of the service. Let's make this really practical. Think about cataloging a new book for the library. We have to stop and ask ourselves, who are we actually doing this for? Does a resident really care if the record is 100% perfect according to some obscure Library of Congress standard? Or do they just care that they can find the book on the shelf when they look for it? This is a perfect example of the law of diminishing returns. I mean, spending days to take a catalog record from 90% to 100% perfect, all while the book is just sitting in a back room, that isn't just inefficient, it's a complete service failure. All that extra effort gives the public practically zero extra value. The real skill is knowing when to just call something done. So, this brings us to a really crucial point for managers. If done is better than perfect, how in the world do we objectively define what quality even means? The answer is simple. It's all about the data. So here's the playbook. First, you start with a hypothesis. Let's say we think residents want wayfinding signs pointing to historic buildings. Okay, great. Step 2, you implement it. But here's the most important part. Step 3, you have to measure it against reality. Are more people actually visiting those sites? Do people even notice the signs? And if the data comes back and says there's no real impact, you have to be ready to kill the program, even if you personally love it. You know, the famous management consultant W. Edwards Deming absolutely nailed it when he said, "In God we trust, all others must bring data." We just can't rely on our own personal tastes, or worse, just plain old inertia. The data has to be the final judge of what actually provides value to the public. Okay, so for all the leaders out there who want to take this to the next level, let's get into the advanced playbook. This is where we really dig into the crucial difference between what people say they want and what they actually do. So first up, you've got something called stated preference. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's what people tell you they want in surveys and public meetings. The classic example is a community telling you, "Oh, we definitely want all our vending machines stocked with fresh, healthy options." And yeah, on the surface, that sounds great. But then there's the other side of the coin, revealed preference. This isn't about what people say, it's about what their actions, well, reveal. This is why we can't just listen to what people say. We have to run experiments and actually observe what they do. And that vending machine example makes it so clear. People say they want the apple slices and salads, but when it's time to actually pull out their wallets, the candy bars and energy drinks sell out every time, while the healthy stuff just sits there and expires. This is a huge lesson. We can't just do what people say and then claim we're being data-driven. We have to do the hard work to discover what they truly prefer through their actions. So when you pull all of this together, the fast and accurate back-end work, defining quality with real data, and understanding the difference between what people say and do, you're really chasing one ultimate goal. And to get there, here's a really powerful and maybe a little provocative question every single leader should be asking about their processes. What will happen if we just stop doing this? Seriously, if you can't honestly, without rationalizing, describe how a certain workflow helps the customer, you have to question why you do it at all. Then you can take those resources and pour them back into the things that data tells you actually matter. And that leaves us with this final thought, which is captured perfectly and kind of surprisingly by the TV show Futurama. When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. And that, right there, is the entire goal of unseen customer service. It's about frictionless, invisible excellence. It's all that quiet, data-driven work in the background that ultimately creates a 5-star experience for everyone.